Namaste. It's Ali here, and today I just wanted to share some of the resources that have been helpful for me over the past week or so of moving through self-isolation here in Canada with the coronavirus. So these are pretty frightening times for many of us, and well-justified fear. This doesn't even really need to be named. We're all fairly aware of it, and you might sense how that might be present for you in your life at this moment. Fear for yourself or for your loved ones. Fear of how this whole situation will unfold, fear of how others are behaving. This is one that's been coming up for me. And I just want to name that fear is a very intelligent mechanism in our bodies in so many ways. It truly is. And it's what's keeping us, most of us, isolated in our homes right now. Probably saving thousands of lives, actually. And this comes from this fear that many of us have of the outcomes of this pandemic. So it's actually slowing down the spread of the virus, our collective fear. But also, fear has the ability to shut us down. It has the ability to really move us into this fight or flight mode where our prefrontal cortex begins to shut down. The higher processing centers of our brains begin to shut down if there is an overload of fear. And along with that fear, there might be a sense of rawness or anxiety. I know that's one that's been coming up for me, as my old friend anxiety has been visiting me a little bit, just some chest pain, and it's almost like an old friend at this point. I haven't had a visit from anxiety in a long time, but yeah, there might be a sense of the rawness or the anxiety or the grief that's coming up, or perhaps there's an anticipation of real loss. And then also here, there's this sense of possibility, that this suffering is so deep and so wide that it could wake up our hearts collectively. It could wake up our societies to new levels in the most beautiful ways. It could potentially save our planet from the destruction that it's been facing due to the unsustainable models of our economies and our lifestyles and our business practices. Like, all of this stuff has really been put on hold right now, and there's a beauty that's coming out of that where, people in certain regions of the world are seeing the blue sky for the first time and things like this. So as we move into this meditation today, what I want to welcome is a prayer, and this prayer is, may whatever arises serve the awakening of compassion. May whatever arises throughout this time serve the awakening of compassion. And then another focus I really want to bring into this meditation is just inhabiting our lives fully right now. Welcoming also the beauty of this moment and our opportunity or our privilege to contribute in amazing ways, even from the isolation of our homes. And for new ways of life to be born from the ashes of what's breaking down right now. So that's kind of the intention that I have in leading this particular meditation. So that sounds like it's something that you'd like to experience or dive into with me, then it's a comfortable seated position. You might just give your shoulders a little roll out. And then placing your palms in a comfortable position on the lap, palms facing the sky. And beginning to welcome your breath here. Feeling the flow of breath, the air inside the nostrils. Sensing your body here. The earth beneath your body, wherever you sit. And the surface beneath your body. And just welcoming the steady rhythm of the breath, the constancy, which is so soothing at this time. That sense of home, of constancy. That familiar rhythm in and out. And just allowing this wave-like rhythm to become a refuge for these next few moments. Just you and your breath. Allowing the jaw to soften, the tongue, tissues of the face. Around the eyes and the temples, between the brows, behind the eyes. Awareness of a softening spreading through the whole scalp, forehead. Allowing yourself to settle in here. And noticing here as you breathe what's been true in your experience over the past days and weeks. Noticing this sort of new reality, how it feels. Noticing if there's any sense of a suspended animation or a thought of things being on pause until things get better again or go back to normal. Notice if there's any sense of impatience here for this to end or to go away. Noticing any sense of rejection that this is now, or how hard this feels. A longing for the future. So many are waiting for that looks a lot like the before. A sense of needing things to go back to the way they were before. Noticing if that's present here. And staying with your breath. Notice any feelings of having to wait it out, or feeling that that's imprisoning, this idea of waiting it out. Or any sense of when you hear people saying to make the best of it, of that feeling limiting. If you're feeling limited by this. Just noticing if there's a belief of needing or to wait for things to get better, to move on with life, of things being on pause or not moving forward. Staying with that constancy, the rhythm of your breath in and out. And welcoming now this moment in time, just as it is. And noticing if you can feel into this. This is now. This is our present moment. And rejecting it or numbing through it or padding it with hope, which again invites waiting for something better, is causing us to miss such a sweet and raw and vulnerable opportunity to inhabit our lives now, like we never have before, even if we're scared. So for the next few breaths, could you ask yourself, what if this were a normal life? If this were the new permanent state of life, what would I be doing then? How can I live in this moment fully without labeling it as the suspension of normal? How can I live this moment fully without labeling it as the suspension of normal? Our future exists only in our projections of the mind. Yet here we are. Our bodies are in this moment. And what if nothing was wrong with this moment? If nothing had to change? So if you notice there's a tendency, a longing for or needing for things to be different, can you use this as an opportunity as a pivotal moment in your life when you stopped trying to escape and just settled into life, just as it is? And from that place, notice if this were how life was going to be for the next several years, what's being called forth for you? How do you want to be in the midst of this? This question really has the power to guide you. What is being called forth for you? How do you want to be in the midst of this? And one of my beloved teachers Eckhart Tolle says what's happening right now is a wonderful opportunity to go deeper. An acceleration of awakening. This is a time of great opportunity. Please use it. Don't waste it. When the ego weeps for what it has lost, the spirit rejoices for what it has found. Could you breathe into that possibility? When the ego weeps for what it has lost, the spirit rejoices for what it has found. And as you breathe, could you welcome these affirmations into your realm of possibility here now? I believe in the resilience of human beings. I believe in the resilience of human beings. We are going to figure this out, and a lot of things in our world will become even better because of it. There's an amazing opportunity for new businesses, new technologies, new services. Due to these current circumstances, we can evolve in beautiful ways as a society. I can find ways to support those most vulnerable in their greatest time of need. I love how nature reminds me that the world just keeps moving along no matter how bad the media or people or even my own brain tells me things are. I believe in the possibility of these circumstances awakening compassion in billions of beings. I'd love to read a poem from Brother Richard in Ireland called Lockdown. Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds sing again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and gray and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other across empty squares, keeping their windows open so those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the housebound. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number through the neighborhood so that elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbors in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray, and we remember that yes, there is fear, but it does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. And yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be the disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen behind the factory noises of your panic. The birds are singing again. The sky is clearing, and spring is coming. And we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul. And though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing. Could you take a deep breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose. Let a noise out like a sigh here. Deepen your breath. Feel yourself grounded, the surface beneath your body, the solidity of your legs. And the constancy of your breath. Continuing to breathe here. And you might simply welcome that question to yourself once again. What's being called forth for you? How do you want to be in the midst of this? Allow this question to guide you. And bringing hands to the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Taking a deep breath here into your heart. Sending out love on the exhale. Deep breath into your heart. Sending out love to all beings on your exhale. One more deep breath into the heart. Fluttering the eyes open. Thank you so much for meditating with me today. If you feel called to, leave me a comment below. I am in self-isolation as requested by my obstetrician, and a little bit lonely. So I'd love to hear from you. I love reading your comments. It really brightens my day. Please know that if you're finding this on YouTube, you can head over to allyboothright.com and find all sorts of supportive resources, including a massive library of free meditations, yoga nidras, yoga classes, as well as my online courses. And we're currently moving through one right now that is a beautiful resource in this time of being stuck in our homes. So you might head over to my website and join me there for some of my other meditations or in one of my online courses. So have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here with me. And namaste.